I am like appalled and disgusted and so frustrated and so disappointed in Taylor Swift. And
all right, I'll say the controversial thing that no one else wants to say. Taylor Swift is in her moderate, right-leaning sports boy era, and all the Swifties are in denial about it this week. Because they keep forgetting something very important. Taylor Swift is not an activist. Her name and brand is a billion-dollar corporation, and she has always acted in the interest of that corporation. Right now, unfortunately, coming out and standing with the left is not what is popular. And I want to be clear, I listen to some of Taylor Swift's music. I am not a Taylor Swift hater. I am just realistic about who she is. I've made this video a million times, so let's dive into it again. I also want to make it clear that there are valid criticisms of Taylor Swift, and then there's like, get out of here, you just want to be a hater. Fans are upset about a number of things this week. For starters, she was seen cuddling up with Brittany Mahomes, who is a huge right-winger. And as always, she has been completely silent on everything that's been going on in the news. A lot of them are also upset about her style choices recently, saying that since she got with Travis Kelce, her clothes have been worse. And from what I've noticed, she's one of those girls who kind of just like matches what her boyfriend is doing, and right now she's dating an athlete. She's hanging out with a lot of people on the right, so her style is going to mimic that. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. She still does do good. She donates to charity, but she often is like the last person to speak on topics, and she only really speaks on them when they affect her, which is essentially one of the definitions of white feminism. And you'll see her do this a lot in her earlier career when she would only really touch on feminism when weaponizing it to defend herself from critics, which I'm not saying was wrong. Usually the critics were misogynistic and wrong still. Her fans like to claim that she's one of the only ethical billionaires, but there's a lot of arguments to be made about that, from her flight patterns to the excessive amount of merch she sells. When she was under controversy for dating Maddie Healy, who had made some, let's say, questionable comments about rapper Ice Spice, suddenly Taylor Swift became besties with Ice Spice. And there's the AI-generated images, which have been very harmful to women and children for many years, but she stepped in suddenly when it started affecting her. After there was a lot of controversy about her never speaking up on things, she released a documentary essentially infantilizing herself as if she doesn't have access to her own social medias, so her team weren't allowing her to speak up. And following her previous patterns, she remained silent on politics until there was a lot of controversy that she might be on the right, so she waited till the last second to announce her support for Kamala this fall. Now, am I saying this makes her a bad person? No, I think she's still pretty much nets positive because she does do a lot of good. But you'll notice a lot of the good that she does is still a very neutral stance, like donating to food shelves or registering people to vote at her concerts. She's still doing good, but that does not make her an activist. So when she stays silent on issues in controversial times, it's not shocking or surprising to me. She's been pretty vocal about who she is. You just have to pay attention. She's never once called herself an activist.